What's up guys, my name is Ace, and yesterday on Twitter, Tim the Tapman tweeted a video where he was trying a little bit of a trick that he heard about apparently online that's supposed to increase the odds of money coming out of a crate when you open it. And this little trick is to drop all of your money before opening that crate. And in the clip he showed on Twitter, he was really consistently getting a bunch of money out of every single crate he opened when he was doing this. And since he uploaded that, I've had a lot of people asking me if this is true, if I can test this, and that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. Now, I've got to say, my initial thought at first was this has to be just pure luck, and it's likely that the contents of the crate are decided before you actually interact with it and open it. But then I remembered the kill chain perk, and if you use that, it will increase your odds of getting a score streak out of a crate when you open it. So clearly, the crates aren't predetermined before you open them, and therefore this little trick is technically a possibility. But one clip from a streamer definitely isn't enough to prove this. So what I did is I hopped in and started collecting data on this. I opened 50 crates without any cash in my inventory at the time of opening the crate, and then I opened 50 crates when I had cash in my inventory. Now I did this in regular solo battle royale. I didn't do this in plunder or anything because it's likely very different in plunder. And I also tried to mix up the locations where I was opening these crates, but I did keep consistency between the two tests. So for every location I went to where I was opening crates with 0 cash equipped, I went to those exact same locations when I was opening crates when I had cash in my inventory. And let's just hop into the results of this test. The first thing I was testing for is just how many of these crates contained any amount of cash. Doesn't matter what the amount is, how many crates had cash in them. And with no cash in my inventory, 22 out of 50 crates contained cash in them. Whereas when I did have cash in my inventory at the time of opening the crate, 20 out of 50 crates contained cash. So while technically more crates had cash in them when I dropped my cash before opening the crate, the difference isn't significant enough to draw any sort of definitive conclusion here. It really is just a 2 crate difference out of 50 crates, and therefore this could easily just be chalked up to random variance. And with that in mind, no, it doesn't really look like it's worthwhile to drop your cash before opening crates if you want to maximize the chance of that crate dropping any form of cash. However, that's not looking at the amounts. Now let's factor in the average amount of cash that we were getting out of crates that did drop cash. So I'm not doing an overall average out of 50 crates. I just wanted to pull an average here from the crates that did have cash in them. And in the first scenario where I was dropping my money before opening the crate, the average amount of money I got out of those crates was $1,200, whereas in situations where I did have cash in my inventory, the average amount was $1,360. So again, not really a big enough difference between these two to draw any sort of definitive conclusions, especially with this sort of a sample size. But if anything, I was getting more cash on average out of the crates when I didn't drop my cash before opening them. And at the end of the day, it all sort of balances out, and as far as I can tell, it's not worth dropping your cash before opening crates. I don't think this trick actually works at all. I think Tim the Tapman just happened to get a really lucky string of chests that happened to have cash in them. And this is where I wanted to talk about another topic and another reason I feel like he was getting so much cash out of these crates that has nothing to do with that little trick of dropping his cash before opening them. And this is quite simply the way the loot tables work. Some areas quite simply appear to give better loot than other areas. So in some areas of the map, you're going to be getting better crates that give you more cash more often, whereas other areas of the map, you're not getting cash as often, and when you do, it's not as much. So one of the areas I was landing on purpose here was that factory area, because that's where Tim the Tapman's clip took place. And it appears that this is a high value loot area because, well, I wasn't getting cash out of every single crate like he did. I did notice that I was getting cash more often in this area compared to the other areas. And when I did, I was getting more cash than in the other areas. To contrast that, when I landed Promenade was terrible for cash. Most of the crates I opened had no cash at all. And when they did, a lot of times it was only like 800 cash. And therefore, I think that's more likely what was going on in that clip. It was a lot of luck combined with the fact that he happened to be in a high value loot area. So yeah, hopefully that clears that up for you guys. But since I was collecting this data on crates anyway, I was also curious to see how often crates would drop special items like gas masks, self-revives, and satchels. And then I also wanted to look at the odds of getting field upgrades in these crates. And what I found is when it comes to gas masks, self-revives, and satchels, they appear to drop at roughly the same rate. and it looks like I was getting one of these items about 18% of the time. So roughly every 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 crates will give you one of these special items, a gas mask, a self-revive, or a satchel. And then when we have a look at field upgrades, it looks like we have about a 25% chance of getting a field upgrade in a crate. You also might be interested in score streaks, and it turns out I only got 3 score streaks out of 100 crates total, so it's very rare to be pulling a score streak, but of course keep in mind I wasn't using the kill chain perk, which will increase the odds of getting those score streaks. But yeah, that was just a little extra thing I wanted to tag on at the end of this video. I thought I might as well since I was already going in and doing all that testing, and I was curious myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd like to know in the comments section below, did you guys believe that that trick would actually work and dropping your money would mean that the game would decide that you needed to get money, so when you open the crate it would end up giving you more? Or did you just kind of think it was BS all along and Tim just happened to get a really lucky streak of chests? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.